So how did Avatar Kyoshi live for so long? It's already been widely known by fans that she lived to be 230, but in the Kyoshi novels, she did so by utilizing an ancient advanced technique that halted her physical aging process. This technique wasn't really a traditional element bending power, but rather a spiritual and mental practice of manipulating one's own inner life force taught to her by the mysterious assassin known as Laoge, or Tigwai the Immortal. Now, while the technique is often referred to as an earthbending sort of immortality because Laoge is an earthbender, it's more accurately described as a meditative spiritual technique involving extreme mental focus. The practitioner uses deep meditation to take a mental inventory of their entire body down to a microscopic level. Through sheer force of will and focused chi, they manually reposition any parts that have shifted or decayed, effectively pausing the aging process by keeping the body's cells in their correct original state. A critical caveat of this method is that the body stops changing entirely, and once a practitioner commits to this frozen state, they no longer grow, age, or physically evolve. The technique is also deeply rooted in earthbending philosophy and requires the practitioner to become as static, solid, and unyielding as a rock. It requires the same type of stubbornness and just what it means to be an earthbender in order to manipulate solid earth, and with Laoge describing it as mending oneself like stones. Kyoshi began practicing this method under Laoge's tutelage as a teenager while she was a part of the Flying Opera Company. This master explains why she retained the appearance of a woman in her prime for centuries, as she effectively paused her physical decay while her peers aged around her. Though the technique theoretically grants true immortality, as Laoge is hinted at being over 4,000 years old, but eventually Kyoshi did die at the age of 230. It's just that the novels imply that she eventually chose to stop performing this intense mental work, allowing her body to finally age and succumb to natural death, potentially because she was ready to pass on, or just to ensure that the Avatar cycle would continue.